I've been getting some questions on my option plays recently, and I decided to track some of them, give a little bit more color on the movement of why I like these. I'm curious what you have to say. So here is very conservative, I would say, covered call. I have the whole index QQQ. This is the ETF for the NASDAQ. Um, and I elected at the time when I started doing this at the end of May and I started tracking here, June 2nd, I decided to sell an in the money call. And I did so. I saw the extrinsic value was about 250. And remember, these are multiples of or you got to multiply by 100 because contracts for options are in hundreds. So this really cost me about $49,752 to enter. And because I like breaking down between intrinsic and extrinsic value, intrinsic is, in essence, if the stock were to stay the same, what is it intrinsically worth right now if I were to execute? Um, and extrinsic is the premium paid over that amount. So you can see when you're selling an option, you're getting that time decay. Sometimes they refer to that as theta. That theta is the Greek for how the option is decreasing in value with each passing day. Because as the days go by, if the option is going to more mimic the underlying stock in relation to what the strike price is. And if it's out of the money, then there's less and less opportunity for that option to end in the money, basically. So it cost me 49,752, and this was expiring June 13th. And I elected to just close it out, and I ended up selling another call for July. So collected about $250 off of basically, this $49,000 outlay. So what is that? So if you were to annualize this, and this was really only, 11 days, I'll say it was even 15 days. So that's like a 12% return overall. So I'd say that's, pretty conservative. Obviously a bigger cash outlay of 49,752. Another thing I did to illustrate what you could do if you didn't have access to that full amount, you could do what I call a poor man's covered call. A lot of people call it that, where you're buying an in the money option. So I had bought also on QQQ a long 480 strike call. These are expiring on June 30th. So a little further out, but you can kind of get a flavor of how they act and how the time decay works with these ones, just for illustrative purposes. But basically I bought the 480 and then I sold the 519. Now this trade was a little bit more directional in the sense when I entered, it was at 516. So there was a little bit to the upside I could gain if it were to keep going up. Whereas this QQQ example, it was already in the money. So I didn't really have much to gain by it going up, other than that the time decay is, eating away at that option. But here I had a little bit of upside, and I broke down each option. So the extrinsic value on the 480, so I was paying like $600 more on this long side, but I was getting like 1,200 on what I was selling. So I was getting basically a $6 or $600 for the contract buffer, basically. And you can kind of see that that 600 is going down, and on 613. So when I was looking at this QQQ, like the normal covered call, and when I closed that one out, actually on 613, it had gone up in such a way that I rolled up this lower leg to 515, got all my money out plus a little bit of profit. I think I collected like 30, what was this? $3,200. So I bought in at like 3,061. So I sold out. I got 3,200. So a little bit more than 100 in profit. Plus the spread between 515 and 519 is $4. So I technically, if it keeps up above 519, I'll collect another $400 on 630 when that expires. And basically, I'm playing with house money at this point. So I elected to roll up and out of that, and have just a trigger point of $400 potentially. So that's what I've been doing. Um, this one's the pros obviously are that the capital outlay is lower, 3,000 versus like 49,000. So, and the return, obviously, the percentage term, if this continues, if QQQ continues to stay up, will be much higher. But obviously, this one started out um, not in the money, so that there was some room to go up. So I was a little bit directional on this. So hopefully that gives you some flavor on what I've been up to. This is not financial advice, just what I'm doing. And if you want to see anything more or have ideas, let me know.